Welcome to our new episode. And this week is a little bit special. And although it's not so much of e-commerce, but I have been listening to this. I call him a radio talk show celebrity. I listen to their program every Friday. I tune into TraxxFM. uh TraxxFM is my default radio station because of it is cool music. It doesn't have a repetitive music in it. So every Friday they featured on property talks, and I couldn't believe that this person, I just got to know this person less than 2 weeks when I was doing a shout out into the social media seeking digital marketing agency to get their experts, so that we can connect with them and we can collect their company profile when we want to engage them. So we have Gunaprasath. Wait, let me remove my pin. Gunaprasath here. And when he put in his profile, that's where I saw, then I asked him in WhatsApp, aren't you the radio talk show guy who talk about property? Yeah, he said yes. I was like, wow, what an honor to be connected to him, because the tips that was given to him while I was driving, even to listen, it was very easy to understand, layman enough. He knows how to give advice to property homeowner, first time homeowner, or you're buying second home owner, or whether you're buying a condo and moving on to when you want to do a little bit of renovation and construction, what you should consider. So we learn a lot. So like I said, this episode is not about talking about e-commerce, but talking about your digitization of business when it comes to products that are not intangible. Because when we talk about e-commerce, we talk about tangible products, the food, the F&B, the electronics, the fashion, and these are the SMEs that we touched so far. So I reached out to Gunaprasath and I said, can you talk a little bit about his industry? How do they survive in this long pandemic has been going on, and how do they increase? You want to do showcase of property, but how do they do that right now that you can't even visit a show gallery, for example? So Guna, the floor is yours for you to introduce yourself, and then I look forward to what you can share, and then later introduce who is MJ Communications, and then after that I'll do a short Q&A with you. Okay.
Lovely. Thank you, Carol. Thank you so much. And yes, I'm so glad that to listen to a fellow listener like this. The whole idea behind the radio show was to reach out to the public and not be complicated, so that they understand what to do, what not to do, and they are able to go about their home purchase journey with ease. That was the whole idea behind the show. I think we've hit the nail on the head with based on what you told me earlier. Yeah.
Yes,
Thank you so much. Yes. Great. Yeah, unfortunately, we have not had a show for a past few months since the MCO, because RTM doesn't allow visitors into the studios. So we've not been having a show for the past few months. However, I have actually created GP's 2 cents in 3 minutes. It's a 3 minutes video that I've been putting out there on social media. So that 3 minutes videos, I think I've come up with 7 so far, and I put it up periodically. It's all on tips. It's all on tips for home buyers. It's all on tips for those looking for property. It's all in 3-minute nuggets. So it's easy to digest because it's only 3 minutes and it's packed with information. So you can go up to my Facebook. You can go to Gunaprasath Bupalan on Facebook, or go up to or look for this group, Malaysian Property 101. It's Malaysian Property 101 on Facebook. All the videos are there as well, and we keep updating the videos there. So you can go and still have a little bit of the conversation going on property. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So answering your question about digitization, before I get into developers, let me just explain how we digitize ourselves as well. Now, we've always been, I came from the newspaper fraternity. So basically, I used to be a newspaper boy, right? I grew up with print. It's always been print. I've always had to hold the newspaper in my hand. I can't read otherwise. It's always been about the print. And I've been the most stubborn person on earth, even though my staff have been telling me for donkeys of years, you got to go digital, you got to go digital. I'd be like, no, I want it to be on print. I want print. So that's been going on for a long time. And finally, the MCO has forced me to go into to digitize myself, and yeah, thank God for that actually, because it was a nice break that we had. I mean, I know that it's a pandemic, and things were going bad for a lot of people. I totally sympathize with that, and but the thing is, even we were facing that same trouble. We were facing a lot of issues when it came to the MCO because a lot of our business was on hold, and the halt that came in didn't allow us to move left or right. So we had no choice but to sit down and clean shop. So we sat down and we did a whole a cleaning of everything, and we came up with what we need, what we don't need, what we can throw away, what we have to keep. And we took what we have to keep and what we need to keep, we put that together, and we thought which is the best way to go forward. Digitalization. So that's what we did. Now, today, we are 100% digital. We are 100% digital. We have no longer any more prints in the market. We don't print magazines any longer. With MJ Communications is always associated with Property 360 Digest. That's our magazine. And it's been physical magazines out there. Now no more. It's all digital. We decided to go digital for two reasons. One of which, we can still work. Number two, it allows us to go beyond the print. And that's what caught my eye. If we go beyond the print, we can do more than what paper allows us to do. Therefore, we are able to actually create digital reviews of property. We are able to bring in videos into our magazine. Our magazine is actually it goes out digitally, but when you flip the pages, you can actually see a video playing in the magazine. So we can do a lot of things with it, and we've done that. So the magazine goes out in that sense, and developers like it because they can showcase their products. They can showcase their products and not just reviews. So we write our reviews as well, of course. That's our forte. We write our reviews about the project. We write our reviews about what's happening in the market. But we couple it with all the videos, and we couple it with digital plus points, which has made it very, very the synergy flows pretty well with them. So that has kept us afloat. And we've brought in more other digital stuff as well to support everything. Now, with the developers, I've also come to realize that I'm sure you are going through this as well. You pick up your phone, you will receive so many messages. This property for sale, that property for sale, this property for sale. It's real estate agents. Mainly, it's real estate agents because they've got no other choice. They have got to reach out one way or another, and the best way to reach out is with the mobile. Right?
Yes.
So that's how agents are going about it, and developers have followed suit as well. I've noticed this. A lot of developers are doing a lot of promotion online, especially on software, especially on social media. They've been doing a lot of promotions, but they do it internal. There's a lot of internal projects that are being featured. A lot of internal featured projects that are coming out there, and I've advised quite a few developers. I've advised quite a few developers that if you want to do this, you want to get involved in the digital world, you got to stand out. And that is something very necessary. You can't be doing things that agents are doing. Like when agents come out, they take a picture, they take a walkthrough of the project. They take a walkthrough of the project. They show you this is the kitchen, this is the living area, this is the dining area, this is the bathrooms, this is the bedroom. So that's what they do, and they put all that into a video and push it out there. In the caption, they six rooms, 4 bathrooms, so on and so forth. That's what goes out. Yes, of course, people need to see that. But if there's a better way of bringing this out, and the best way of bringing this out and explaining to people is with stories. I will go back to stories. And that is why lately what we have done is we have formed 360 frames, 360 frames. It's a company by itself, 360 frames. And what 360 frames does is we take storytelling and we make it into reality. So we take the two strong points here. We've got our stories that we've been writing for years. We use this strength that we have. We create stories for developers. We create stories for anyone for the matter, and we and we come up with a nice storyline for them. And we record this, we shoot the whole thing. We've got a production team. So we shoot this whole thing and we come up with a nice 2-minute video for them. And this 2-minute video, what we do is we push it out on social media. We push it out on their social media, we push it on our social media, because we've got quite a huge following as well. We push it out on our social media and everyone is happy. So end of the day, what we're doing is we're actually acting as an advertising agency without having you spend all that money, which everyone needs to save right now. So yes, so I've seen developers move towards this angle. They are more involved on creating stuff like this and putting it out on social media. They've brought their business onto social media, and I take my head off to all these AI guys, augmented AG guys, augmented AR guys, augmented reality, and artificial intelligence. They've done tremendous work. I'm very envious with them. I wish I could do things like that. But yeah, so they've come up with this. So you don't actually have to go to a showroom right now. You don't have to physically go to a showroom. You can pick up your phone. You've got your showroom in your palm of your hand through your phone. You can actually walk through the development. You can actually feel with artificial intelligence. You can do all this with augmented reality. It's even better because with your phone, with the Unity app, you can just place your phone over a picture, and the whole project will pop up on the phone. A 3 dimension, and you can actually turn it, you can actually look at it. You can actually go into each room, you can actually change the color of the walls. You can change the furniture in there, so you can actually feel. It's no longer just visual. You can actually feel what is happening in the showroom. So you don't actually have to physically go to a showroom. But if you're stubborn like how I am, then I pity you. But if you're stubborn as I am, I still have to feel things before I purchase them. Like even my phone, before I bought this phone, I had to go to the shop, I had to look at it, I had to feel it, play with it, touch it. Only then was I satisfied enough to pay money for it. So there are a group of people like me, but there are a lot of people who are comfortable enough to make purchases based on augmented reality, based on artificial intelligence, based on looking at it on the phone. So tackle the market. Tackle the stubborn mules like me will change our tune as well. It's not we will change our tune as well as time goes by. But tackle that. So I've been seeing a lot of developers do that. I think Sun Surya was one project that one developer who recently did it. They had a full showroom which is totally digital, totally on augmented reality. And so there was no physical event. They didn't call anyone to the showroom. They did everything online, and everyone watched it with artificial intelligence and augmented reality on the phone. And they sold very well. Yes, they sold very well. Yeah, so it's doable, but you're gonna have to spend a little bit of extra money. But why not? Why not? If you think about it, I mean, I don't know whether I should be sharing this, but normally a developer's profit margin is 60 to 70%. It's normally about between there. Okay, worst case scenario is 50%. And so if they get a 50% profit margin, you can spend some money on advertising. You can spend some money on marketing. You should. So I believe that's the way developers need to go, and it's a norm. It's a new norm. You have to do it. There's no two ways about it. And
let me ask you this. When the pandemic started in MCO, when the MCO started lock us down in March 18 last year, right? And that time, were you still doing TraxxFM interviews every Friday at that time? Yes, right. Now, when it started, did you feel there's a lot of developers come forward to you or in your connection come to you and say that how do I digitize my business now? No one can come to our show gallery. Did you get that kind of search of
Not yet. Not yet. Initially, I didn't get that. Initially, what I was getting was people calling, clients calling me up and saying, "Hey, our package that we're going to be dealing with you got to stop for a while." That's all I was getting. So meaning to say, what was happening there was no move forward. There was no move forward. What was happening there was a halt. So everyone, what happened was, what I understand, what my assumption is, everyone just put everything on a hold.
On a whole.
And they thought to themselves, okay, we have to see how we're going to go about this, but we don't know where to go. So it stopped. And I kept calling. I kept calling a lot of. I'm quite close with many developers.
Yeah.
So I kept calling these guys and speaking with them, just listening to what they had to say. And all the excuses I was getting was not ready, don't know what's going on, not ready to know what's going on. And they started blaming buyers. They were blaming buyers, saying buyers are not ready to buy at this moment because of this juncture. And
Oh.
I thought to myself, that's wrong. Because if you look at the NAPIC statistics, right, there was transactions going on, regardless of the pandemic. There were transactions going on, and a lot of people were still investing. A lot of people were still investing. A lot of people were still buying. Yeah, there were a lot of people who were getting rejected because of bank loans, but that's a whole
Mm.
different topic altogether. They're getting
Mm.
rejected based on bank loans, but there was no significant stock in buying
Wow.
houses. It was still going on. So therefore you can't blame the buyers. Buyers are there. You gotta blame your own mentality, because you were thinking, you assumed that this was the problem, and they should not have done that. There should not have been any assumption. It should have just gone. They should have gone ahead and seen, and known that, okay, fine, this is something. It's a pandemic. It's not going to pass in the next 1 month.
Mm.
It's not going to pass in the next 2 months. So everyone thought was that, oh, it's going to pass after the MCO is lifted, everything will be over. No, look at us. 1 year later, we're still in the pandemic, and we're with the highest numbers ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is not going to stop, and we've got to think. Okay, what if this carries on for the next 3 years or 4 years? What's going to happen if we continue with this mentality? All businesses are going to end.
Yeah.
You've got to know when to move forward, and it's already been proven. You have to move forward, and the only way to move forward right now is digitization.
Digitization. Good. So the it was not an apparent panic for the developer to digitize their business that time. So when did you see someone or some company started to have augmented reality type of a show gallery? When do you see that?
I noticed that. Okay, I also noticed this in the property industry, right? It is a herd mentality. It's a yeah, it is. It's a herd mentality. One person has to do something different, and then
Yeah,
everyone will follow suit,
correct.
right? So that's what I saw as well. I saw a couple of developers. What they did was they didn't go augmented, but what they did was they started to go digital, in the sense that they were placing more stuff on social media.
Mm.
They're placing more stuff on social. They took social media as their main campaign, which is great. That's the way to go about it, because social media is the giant right now,
Yeah.
where you are going to get your numbers to a certain extent, right? Yeah, so I saw that happening, and I saw that, I think to myself, hey, okay, that means they're moving forward already. Great. So I decided, and I knew who the developer was, so I gave them a call. And I said, okay,
Ah.
I noticed your project is going on this way. I saw it on social media and so on and so forth. And they were excited. They were excited because they thought to themselves, hey, okay, that means we're reaching out to the correct market. Right? So I said, yes, you are. Who's doing it for you? My
Yeah.
question was that. And
Yeah.
their answer was, oh, we are doing it internally. Ah,
Wow.
no, big full stop. Big full stop to me. To what I understand, and I've been studying this a lot of late, right? To what I understand, you cannot be promoting your own services and projects internally. Why I say this is because,
Why?
number one, you can promote it, you can brand it. If you're doing branding, it's fine.
Mm.
Right? You're doing branding, you do all the branding internally, it's fine. But when you're marketing something, you need to have an endorsement. Right? That is where people like us come in play.
Ah.
When we push your products out there, when we push your services out there, we're pushing it out not just to your circle, but we're pushing out beyond your circle. And what we're telling people is, hey, look, we have taken this product, we've taken this service, we are promoting it, meaning to say that we believe in it.
Mm.
And who are we? We are media.
Media.
We are media people. And we are out there telling people, okay, this media feels like this is a product you should be looking at. This is a service you should be looking at. There's an endorsement. Why is it when you write an article in the newspapers, if it's an article with the word advertorial on top, you flip the page immediately. You don't even read the story. But when it's a storyline with a byline there, let's say by Gunaprasath, you want to read the story
Yes.
because it's a third party endorsement.
Correct.
And digital in the digital world is the same thing. You need third party endorsement.
Okay.
And that is how that is what you should do. Not specifically us, but anyone who has got a following, who's digitizing your work for you. That's what you need to do.
Interesting.
Pay a little bit of money, and get an outsource to come in and endorse it for you. That's what needs to be done. And that's what I did. I told them exactly that. And so we took on the client. We took on the client. We did a campaign for them for 6 months, and it worked. It worked for them. I
Oh,
think they hit the targets that they wanted to hit. They were very
wow.
happy, and we're doing another campaign with them come March. So that's basically how it goes about. You need to know, and you need to be on top of things. You need to be on top of things. Like for instance, I give you an example. There's another client who called us up and said, "Okay, we want to do this. Can you do it?" So out of the six things they wanted, I could only do three. I could only do three. But I said, yes, we can do it, of course. So I took those three that I could do, and I called up because you need to work with people.
Yeah.
You cannot in this world today, in this situation we are in right now. There is no such thing as this whole pie belongs to me. No, you take the pie, 100% of that pie, break it up. Right? Break it up. I rather get 50% of that 100% rather than getting 0% of nothing.
Yeah.
So break it up and share it. Share the pie. You build your resources. You become a conglomerate. You become something big. And you need that to happen. So that's what I did. I took that. I can't handle three of it, but I knew someone who could.
Ah.
Right? So I gave him a call. I said, okay, dude, listen, I've got this client who wants to come in. Three out of the six things they want to do, I can handle. Three I can't handle. Should we work together? And he was like, why not? Let's work together. So we delivered. And that's what needs to happen here. Digital agencies need to start working with others. You need, because you've got strength. Someone else may have a different strength. You may have a weakness that may be a strength of someone else. He may have a weakness that you may be the strength for him. You need to start working together. That's the only way we're going to see things happen here. What's the point if everyone is going to be promoting the same thing? Hey, I can do content writing. There's hundreds of companies out there who can do content writing. What makes me different? I can do content writing and I can do videos as well. I can talk. I've got a God-given mouth that allows me to speak. So
Yeah.
yeah, so these are all strength. And this may be a strength that many other agencies don't have, but they may have something that I want that I don't have. But if we put our resources together, we have it all. And that's what's been happening. That's what I've been seeing happening. So I see the collaborations happening. I see quite a few agencies collaborating, not
Oh,
just digital
nice.
agencies, but even if you look at the big picture,
Yeah.
the big corporates have also started the JV. There's a lot of JVs happening out there. And I believe that it's a good thing. I think this pandemic to a certain extent has brought us down a notch, and it's allowed us to sit back and think, hey, how do I actually want to run my business? So yeah.
That's good. So, do you see any other bad business decision made by developers who are now not digitized yet, and why? Why are they so stubborn? Can you share your
Yeah.
experience?
Yes, definitely. There are still a lot of developers, not a lot, but there are still a handful of developers out there
Yeah.
who are stubborn. They still want to do their road shows. They still want to hold their road shows in malls. But what's the point? If anyone is rushing to a mall right now, you're actually rushing to a mall. You're rushing in to get something and come out. You're rushing in to get your groceries and come out. You're not
Yeah.
going to go and inquire about a property from a booth and speak to someone there. It's not going to happen. But there are still developers who are very stubborn and they still want to do things like that. So they're still doing it. And every time I see it, I'm like, why? Why are you wasting your money? Use your money wisely. Use it for something else. So yeah, I see that happening. I also see a lot of flyers going around. Flyers are dead.
Yeah.
Flyers are completely dead. Those were the days. No one wants to read a flyer any longer because it's an advertisement. No one wants to see it. So anyone who receives the flyers squashes it and throws it away. So you still
Yep.
got developers who are still doing things like that. You still got developers who who are not training their staff well enough, especially when it comes to sales and marketing. So we do training, we do sales and marketing training, branding training. Yeah, and I while conducting my training, this was even before the pandemic, while conducting my training, it was very interesting for us to find out that half the attendees didn't know the difference between sales and marketing.
Wow.
Yeah. They didn't know the
Ayo.
difference between sales and marketing. So to them, sales is marketing and marketing is sales.
Ayo.
So yeah, how do you bring someone into your company under a sales position who thinks that he's doing marketing, or vice versa? So these are the things, and it's still going on till today. I know it for a fact because I speak to a lot of marketing people and they act like salespeople. When I call a marketing person and I talk to them, they're not interested in how can they market their product. They are more interested in their sales. But that is the job and description of a salesperson. Your marketing is to assist the sales coming in. Your marketing is to bring back the fundamentals of the product or the service and to push it out there to get the exposure that will eventually convert to the sales. Your job is to get the leads to come in. That's it. Right? So that's the headache I've been facing as well, what I've been seeing out there. So the stubbornness in getting the right people, because marketing people are not cheap.
Yeah.
It is not cheap to bring in good marketing people. You're gonna have to pay a little bit extra, but they don't want to. They rather pay peanuts. Pay peanuts. If you pay peanuts, you bring in monkeys. Simple as that. So that's the thing. So you can't, the combination of things just doesn't work. Now, if I give you another example that has become a big thing now, Marcom. Marcom stands for Marketing Communications. How do you market and communicate? Communications is public relations. Communications is PR.
Yes.
Right? So if you bring PR and marketing, is two different worlds. So you can't join them, but people have joined it and made it into Marcom. So this is the thing that I've been seeing, which to me it's very, very unflattering. Yeah. So
let me ask you this: what is your advice for? Just now I was making an intro that our line in MDEC, we do a lot of business owners who have tangible products. But just now when you were saying those people who are in developer, or let's say services, those people who are in accounting or law firm or in the service, maybe as an advisor, as a consultant, what is your advice for them? How do they market themselves? What are your tips?
okay. Now, for lawyers and doctors, you can't come out and advertise yourself. It's against your law. It's against the law. You can't do that. You've taken an oath not to do this. Right? So you can't place an advertisement in newspapers. For the longest time, you couldn't do things like that. But with the digital world, you can.
Wow.
You can.
See?
Yeah, in the sense that you can't come out there and put, okay, this is Dr. Gunaprasath and come to my clinic right now. You can't do that. You shouldn't do that. It's unethical.
Okay.
It's frowned upon. But what if you had someone like us who comes in there and does a story on you? We do a story on you. We do a story on you. Who is Dr. Gunaprasath? Who is he? Why is he so well sought after? If we do a story like that, we push that story out in the correct platforms, and we do a video of something that's unrelated to your business but to you directly, and we bring you into the video. So there's a lot of ways to go about this. It's all about the creative thinking. How do you get creative with your message, and how do you bring your story to life? We do that. We package that together, and we do a whole campaign. You could be advertising yourself without placing an ad in the newspapers.
Cool. This is what I've been advised people. Some of these accountants or tax advisory, they come to us, they come to me WhatsApp. How do they advertise? Because whenever we do our webinars and all, it all talks about how we promote a product on a platform like e-marketplace. Then they always make a Q&A at the side. What about services? So I have to ask them, what services? So majority of them are accountants, auditors and all. So I told them, get someone else to talk about what do you do? And let people do testimonials, because we rely on testimonials a lot. So
Yep.
I told them, collect all those testimonial and make it a short video, and do it via, I don't know, your phone video and all, as a tool. But majority of them do not have that kind of talent, and they do not know how
Yes.
important customer testimonial is. I call them, keep those testimonial. It's so important. So looking at what happened now, when
It's so
the
important.
talent,
Definitely. And put it in a portfolio. Yeah.
yeah, put in a portfolio. Correct, correct. So let's say right now, like you were saying, a lot of these companies, in the property business, for example, the developer themselves, they have lack in employing people who are, digital marketers are not easy to find, and majority of them either own their own company or they own freelance. And how do you advise? You already advise them that to work with someone like you, to tell the story. And for someone like you are the expert in the industry, for example. But who are the customers that you have helped besides property owners, Guna?
Oh no, no, we've done more than property. Property is one area that we look at. It's a
Yeah.
big area that we look at because we come from the property industry. However, we have worked with online grocers. We've done campaigns for online grocers. We've done campaigns for automotive guys. You know, we've
Mm.
done we've done campaigns for banks, financial institutes, medical centers, a plastic surgeon. We did a campaign for a plastic surgeon as well. In
Fuyo.
fact, it's an ongoing campaign right now that we're doing for a plastic surgeon. So it's
were
quite a
they
few.
were, were they willing were they willing to pay, spend a little bit of money in order for them to, change their mindset in social media, or maybe digital marketing is a way move forward instead of putting in print, put in media. So how do you convince them?
It's simple, we've just got to show them the figures. We show them the figures of the kind of the numbers that we have, the kind of people we're reaching out to, and of course, our rates have we got to play with our rates as well. For the smaller, like a plastic surgeon, I know a plastic surgeon makes a lot of money, but
Yeah.
but if you look at it, the business itself is not a business that has been manured towards spending money for marketing and advertising. So we've got to look at it as well. And of course, I have to drop my rates a little. So I tell him, okay, when it comes to a campaign for the plastic surgeon, I'm willing to do a bit of a CSR work as well to a certain extent. So yeah, we don't charge them the full amount, but we leverage on them as well. So we know that they have got contacts that we want.
Mm.
They've got their own database. So what we do is we place our stuff on their database as well. So we leverage in that sense. We are flexible enough. So we do things like that when it comes to plastic surgeons. They were happy with it. And the thing is, all I tell them is, you come in with me a minimum 3-month campaign. You come in with a 3-month campaign with me. After the first month, you're not happy, cancel the campaign.
Oh, okay.
Cancel
That's a
the
good.
campaign. you
Yeah.
you don't have to worry about it. Cancel the campaign. So after the first month, they are happy, they want to go further. In fact, the 3 months with the plastic surgeon is almost over, and he's already talking to me about extending the campaign. So it's a confidence that you have in your product and in your service, that you are able to convince others to come into your business, to
Do
use
you
your
help?
business.
Do you help? In our databases, a lot of them are small enterprises, like micro SMEs. Do you help them with bite-sized campaign as well that they can afford?
Of course, of
Ah,
course.
okay, very
We
good.
can work on any amount. Like even today, I got off the phone with a developer. This developer called me and he said, "Okay, fine. I want to do this. The campaign is going to be for a 3-month campaign. There's a lot of things he wanted in the campaign." So I asked him directly, "What is the budget you have to work with? You give me a budget, I will work on your budget. I'll tell you what we can do and what we can't do based on your budget." And he asked me, what's the minimum? I said, there is no minimum. If your budget says 5,000 ringgit, I will work on 5,000 ringgit. If your budget says 500,000 ringgit, I will work on 500,000 ringgit. It's what we can do, what I can offer for that 5,000. And of course, what we can offer is one thing, and what I'm able to bring in is another. I give you an example. What we used to do was quite a few campaigns. What we did was we brought in. Okay, let's say this client came in and the client had a 15,000 budget. Okay, 15,000 budget for was a one month campaign. Okay, fine. So we did that 15,000, but because of the connections that we have, I was able to bring them value worth 75,000.
Oh, cool.
And we didn't charge them for it. We didn't charge them for it. We said, okay, these are extras that we are throwing in because we want to see it work for you. We want to see it work for you. If it works for you, we have done our job. We've
Mm,
done our job. We've made you happy. You have achieved what you want to achieve. That's the satisfaction.
I
It's not
see.
about charging them and squeezing their wallet. We don't
Yeah,
want that. We want them to succeed. Because once they succeed and they turn around and think, okay, who helped you do that? Oh, Guna, MJ Communications helped me. You've got another campaign coming up, calling back. That's what I want to see. I want to see the trust in the clients. And that's been our motto from day one. Day one, we started the business. That's what we've told ourselves, and that's what we've been doing. Wherever we can pull in for the client, we pull in and throw in the client at no charge. We don't want to charge them for it. So
do
whatever
you
we've
help
promised,
in people, let's say a new startups, and they want to promote a new product, and they might need help on some PR? Do you do that service as well,
yes,
Guna?
yes. Yeah,
Oh,
PR services is something that we do quite big because I come from the media. I started off as a journalist. I started off as a journalist with News Straits Times. So
oh,
I've actually got a lot of contacts in the media and updated contacts in the media. So I put that together, and we've actually formed an arm, which is a PR arm as well. So our team is basically majority of our team are writers, right? So out of we've got, I think now we've just brought in two more people. We've got 17 in our team, only 17 people in our team. But out of the 17 people, seven are writers, right? So we are all writers and all journalists, all ex-journalists. So basically, writing a press release is not a problem. We know what to write and how to address the press release.
yeah.
And we've got contacts with the media, which we put together. We've got about 2,000 media across Malaysia in our list. So
Ooh.
what we do here is we act as the PR agency. So we do your press release for you. We push it out to the 2,000 media that we have, and then we've got a team. We've got a person, actually not a team, but a person who does media follow-ups. So they know how to follow up with the media and know when the story is coming out, when the story is going to be published, and they get the copy of that. They put it together. We get a report done to the client and push it back. We act as a full PR agency,
Because the
but we don't.
mindset.
But we don't. But we
Go
don't
on, go on.
charge PR agency rates. Why we
Because
don't charge?
go on. Because
Why we don't charge PR agency? Because we don't have to. We don't have to charge a bomb for it.
that's the
So why
mindset
charge?
of a lot of startups and a lot of small businesses who wants to get the words out into the media. They always have the perception, Carol is expensive, lah, we can't afford. So you have to tell me and educate me, why do they have that kind of mindset? Because they already have that perception that is expensive, and they don't know how to, because, well, they don't know Gunaprasath lah at the moment, right?
Correct. You see, I give you an example. As a very small company. Oh, no, they're not small. They're big. What they're doing is very big, but they're small in size. They're called get get grow eat well. Right? Grow eat well. Now, what grow eat well does is they grow their own vegetables.
Oh, wow.
They grow their own vegetables in a machine. Yeah,
Okay.
they grow their own vegetables in a machine, and they've been doing this because what they're doing is that they're promoting their machines, and you can actually grow your own vegetables at home, right? But along the way, to get it perfect, to perfect it, what they had to do was they had to grow vegetables to perfect their device, and
Yeah.
they've been doing that, and a lot of vegetables they have produced.
Produce.
So they decided to go on the CSR on the CSR. So what they did was they took all their vegetables and tied up with another company called What a Waste, and they went across to flats, and they were giving out food for free.
Nice.
Right, so they were having a nice thing going on, and I came across them. So they asked me, hey, can you do a PR campaign for us? I said, sure I can, and they said, but we don't have a budget. Our budget is only 5,000. I said, it's okay, no problem for me. They were surprised. They said other agencies quoted them 15,000, 20,000,
Yeah, lor.
25,000. I said, no, it's okay, you got 5,000, I'll give you 5,000. So what I did was I went to their event that they were holding. I participated in the event. I gave out food with them. They were very impressed. They said, why are you doing this? I want to feel it. I want to be part of it.
Yeah, correct.
I
Yeah.
want to be part of it. So I did that with them. I gave out the food and everything. And I saw how happy everyone was. And that made me so excited. And when I wrote my press release, I could actually write a very nice press release for them. I was part of it. And then what I did was I took the press release and sent it out to our media. They had NST who came in, carried their story, Star carried their story. I think there was about easily about 100 old media carried their story. I even got them one-on-one interviews with Star, with
Wow.
Sinchu. Yeah. So they were very happy. $5,000. Why can't you hold a campaign? You
Nice.
can.
Guna, before we wrap up, and what is your advice for people who are in the service industry and it's not suitable to go to e-commerce? But I'm not saying that they must be e-commerce, but at least they're not digitized. This. What is your words of advice to them?
Sure, sure. Very simple, Carol. Yeah. When it comes to startups, mainly startups. Now, startups, you don't have a budget
Mm,
for majority of things, and you may hold yourself back because of a budget.
yeah.
But I totally differ on that. Now, if you go online, there are hundreds of thousands of courses that's being given out for free. There are hundreds of thousands of people who teach you how to
Mm,
get your business online for either free or a very minimal amount of investment. Right? If you can't afford a very small amount to invest in yourself, how do you expect people to invest in you? You know,
good
you
words.
have to.
Yeah.
You have to. You want to get people to trust you, you've got to do it yourself. So and you got to trust yourself. And if you have a business or a service that you know could benefit people out there, you have to invest. You have to invest in yourself, right? And grow your business from there. But don't go and spend a bomb. Don't go and spend a bomb and I got to spend 100,000, two hundred
Wow.
thousand ringgit right now to transform myself to a digital platform. No, you don't need to. We started when we went digital. I tell you, you know what was the investment we put in? The
No.
initial investment, but we already had a company behind us, so it was all right. We only invested 100 ringgit. That's it. It was 100
Wow.
ringgit. And that 100 ringgit, I didn't even take it from the company. I took it out of my own pocket and I put it in. I said, "Nah, let's just go digital." So you can
Brilliant.
do it.
I believe that some of these businesses, they don't belong in a community and they always hear noises out there that may benefit or not benefit their company. Therefore, they have to be in a community. That's where you have your Facebook group community. We'll put it down on under the subtitles for them to join, and also how do they contact you later. We'll prepare that under the subtitles. Those of you who wants to follow our update of newsletters that we at MDEC issue every weekly, do subscribe to our newsletters as well. And Guna, if you have any webinars or workshops or anything of your 3 minutes that you would like to share to the Go e-commerce community that related to them or you want to teach, by all means share it to us. uh, we have a template form for you to fill up as well, for enablers to
Sure.
come forward and share their content to our weekly newsletter. We have more than 35k 30 plus k of subscribers, and we're growing it
Nice.
from time to time. And I
Can I
would like to
submit
say,
videos as well?
yeah, you can share videos, for example a YouTube link or a link to go to your Facebook group as well. This
Great,
is more to
great.
give people an idea about PR tips, about their perception of when it comes to hiring a PR agency, and they thought that it's expensive. So perhaps that's where your angle when you do a 3 minutes video next, and
Sure,
try to change
sure.
the mindset of people, saying that why they must write a content, and educate some of the people who are in the services industry how they can promote themselves. That's all.
Sure.
Yeah, thank you.
Nice.
Thank
Can.
you so much for your time.
No, no, no.
Thank
My
you.
pleasure. My
Yeah,
pleasure.
thank you so
Yeah.
much. And again, I'm truly honored to speak to the person himself, where I listen to him every Friday when I'm driving to work to Cyberjaya. So when I saw his name was not I didn't recognize the name until I saw Property 360. Hey, this is the Guna we hear every Friday. Is that him? So I went to WhatsApp you, like, then you said yes. I said, wow, so happy. But the people behind, there was one time you were so not well, you were still
Yes,
coughing,
yes.
and you have your sore throat, and you still present yourself in the studio and talk about property. I really admire you that. And for this, I truly thankful for your time today. And
No,
once I
I'm
edit,
just glad. Yeah, I'm glad.
yeah,
I hope this has helped people out there. That's the most
correct.
important. Yeah.
So stay tuned to the next episode again, everybody. We don't know what will the next episode. So this is really impromptu for me to invite Gunaprasath to talk about the other side of uh, category of business of industry that we never touch. We never get to know these property developers or people in the services industry. So with this, I bid you farewell and see you in the next episode. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Carol. Thank you. Bye bye.